All right, we've got this recorded, so we'll share it after the meeting. Thank you all so much for coming to our webinar. I'm Rob Manfredi with Bamboo Solutions, and today we're going to take a look at Employee Directory Plus, the Special Occasions feature. We're going to look at a new release of Data Viewer, which is now available for SharePoint Online, one of our top-selling products on-prem, and Calendar Plus with some new features around Gantt Plus and Search. So it should be a pretty exciting webinar. We're going to do a quick overview of Bamboo, then we're going to go into each product. We'll show you the website, how you can get a trial, some pricing information, and then we'll demo each of the products to you. So the whole thing should take about a half hour. So a little bit about Bamboo Solutions. We are a leading provider of enterprise software, applications, and consulting services for SharePoint and Microsoft 365. On our product side, we've got over 8,000 customers that are using our products. We're a Microsoft Gold partner. On the services side, we do engage with clients on all sorts of portal build-outs, migrations, Dataverse solutions, Power Apps, and everything else around the Microsoft 365 platform. So be sure to use us more than just a software provider. We'd love to help you out, get the most out of SharePoint and Microsoft 365. We always like to say that it's our experience that makes us the best in class and guarantees really a great experience. We've been around for more than 10 years. We've got 40 consultants within our company. We have a very high satisfaction rating from our surveys. And again, we've just seen it all. We've seen everything since 2007 through subscription edition on-prem, and then of course SharePoint Online. So the first thing we want to talk about is Employee Directory Plus. This was one of our first products that works within SharePoint Online, but utilizes the Graph API to pull information from Exchange Online. So really, it's three products in one. At first, it is a directory that can be filtered and searched for your team members or employees that is being pulled from Active Directory. So we'll be grabbing phone numbers, contact information, organizational information, reporting structure, and the like, and you can put that into SharePoint and you can filter it so that if you wanted to just show, let's say, the HR team for a certain location, you could set up the filter for that web part on that page and then show only the people that are in the organizational unit, HR, and maybe within a certain location. We've also got action buttons within the directory, which allows you to make phone calls, set up meetings, start a Teams meeting, and really just click and do things with the information that allow you to contact those individuals. And most recently, what we're talking about is we've added what's called a special occasion feature. And that's a generic term that we use for birthdays, work anniversaries, or any other date fields that you're tracking within Exchange, within the extension attributes, right? So in this case, the filters actually allow you to grab one of those extension attributes. That could be tracking the birthday or hire date. And then the filters allow you to filter around that date, let's say dates that are within this month, within this week, plus or minus 5 days, and the like, and then show just those users in a very small condensed view. And label the product instead of employee directory, call it happy birthday or work anniversaries. You could have multiple directories on a single page, which is a new feature. And then also the small sort of mini employee directory gives you the ability, let's say on your homepage, to have both a birthday directory and an anniversary directory with minimal amounts of information that are tabs, so you can fit it into a nice corner, but really highlight your team members that are having a special occasion. So not only are you getting the employee directory, the full featured product, but you're also getting these special occasion features. One thing to note about all of our products is they are a perpetual license model for your entire tenant. So we don't do subscriptions. There's no per user per month fees, although we may be coming out with that as an option through Microsoft App Source. So if you do want to pay for it via per user per month, you can. But right now, everything is priced on a perpetual license for the tenant. First year includes software maintenance. But then second year is 22% of the price for maintenance. And the product will work forever as long as Microsoft doesn't change something. So let's go ahead and take a look at our website and then show you how to get to the products and where you can find pricing and a trial. So here is our website, which is bamboosolutions.com. Our little panda emojis all over it, but we can see down here we've got two different types of products. We've got the products for SharePoint Online, and we've got our legacy on-prem products as well. When you click on the SharePoint Online products, you get a list of all these blue badges, and these are all 26 of the products that we have created for SharePoint Online. Most of them are recreated versions of our on-prem products, but some of them are brand new and not available on-prem, such as our Directory Plus, which we're talking about now. There is a completely free version. It doesn't have all of the filtering, but it will pull from your Exchange and give you a searchable directory of individuals from Exchange in SharePoint, and that's a completely free product. When you want to add filtering and the clickable call to actions, you would then upgrade to simply the full Directory Plus and the like. So to learn more about that, you'd click on it, get to the product page. Within the product page, you can see information about the product. You can see some of its benefits, and then you can see the pricing. So the pricing is $1,850. That is a perpetual license plus, which includes software maintenance for your entire tenant. Second year would be 22% of that. If you'd like to start a trial, this lower left-hand button, Try Buy, would pop up our Bamboo Shopper. It'll allow you to grab a trial version, or if you want to go ahead and purchase it, we've got production and non-production versions. If you've got a non-production tenant, you simply add it to your cart, check out with a credit card, and off you go. What's nice is the trials are no touch, meaning you do not need to put a credit card in to start a trial. You will get 4 emails from us, making sure you understand you've got full support, seeing if you need any help or any feedback, or want to move ahead and get a quote for a purchase or just buy it online. So it is meant to really be a try before you buy, which is something that we really promote within our products. The one additional charge besides this is if your SharePoint tenant has more than 2,000 users. If it does, we've got a little thing down here that we add an additional software maintenance charge, not a licensing charge. And that charge is what we call the enterprise support charge. And this enterprise support plan is a fee per year while you're on support per account, not per product. So we've got several levels. If you are under 2,000 SharePoint users, there is no charge. If you are between 2,000 and 10,000 SharePoint users, there is a per account fee of $24.95 per year. That is an additional support charge on top of the product support, which is, of course, 22% of that number we just looked at. If you're between 10,000 and 100,000, it's 13 grand per year. And if you're over 100,000 users on SharePoint, there's more. And this is really based on what we've seen ticket-wise for our on-prem customers, the number of servers that they used to have to buy of our product, which was the scaling mechanism. So for SharePoint Online, we don't really have that. So we've made these enterprise tiers to help offset some of the additional support costs for our larger, more complex customers. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at how these filters work within Employee Directory Plus. So let's do a couple things here. Let's first take a look at Employee Directory Plus that resides in both Teams as well as in SharePoint. So this product does work in Teams. In our sales and marketing, we've got the directory. Whoops. Hold on. Where is it? There it is, Employee Directory. And I have a feeling this is going to error out. I mean, for a licensing issue, but we'll see what happens. The first time it does load, it does have a caching. So we're getting all of the information, all of our individuals. You can see we can search for it. We've got this card view. We've also got a list view. But it allows us to then even pop up and take a look at what's out there. By clicking on Alex, I can see who his manager is. I can do a Teams voice call. I can do a video call. I can send an email, start a message and chat. I can set up a meeting, or I can call the mobile user. So you can see that was the licensing kicking into place, that there is both all the numbers that are in Exchange can be configured to be shown within Employee Directory Plus. Here's Employee Directory Plus that is set up for a birthday feature within a SharePoint site. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the configuration because that's going to be most meaningful to you all now. So when you install the product, which again, this can go into your app catalog at the tenant level, or it can go into a site collection app catalog. You can choose, once it's installed, it works through the Graph API and then talks to your Exchange and then brings the data back. So you can choose when you're showing the individual information, if you want to display the avatar or not, if you want to display the department or not, email, job title, office location, phone. So you can turn those on or off so you can slim down the data. You can then turn the filtering on, right? So this filter users without employee IDs. What this does is it turns off any users that are maybe, or Exchange items that are maybe assets or contractors, so that if there is no employee ID, we will not show that person within the directory. You can filter for certain departments. If you do turn that on, it will pull back the departments that are within Exchange. So again, this is for, let's say you want to put an employee directory on your HR site, but only show the HR folks, right? So you would use the department filter on that. You can also do any SharePoint group, right? So if you've got groups of users in SharePoint and you want to filter the employee directory for this instance to a specific group, you can do that as well. And you can also do it by office location, right? So that's all there. You can choose how many items per page are displayed before you get a scroll button on the bottom. This is the licensing key that you'll be given once you purchase the project. And then you've got the special occasion. So the special occasion date, if you decide to turn on the special occasion feature, when you're showing the birthday or the anniversary, you can choose to turn off the year. So we recommend if you're showing people's birthdays, you don't want to show their age, right? HR violation. So you can turn off the date. You then choose which of the extension attributes, or really we pull up everything that has a date field in Exchange and show it here. So you can choose what field you want to trigger the special occasion off of. Then you can say, from that date, if today's date is plus or minus 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, this week or this month, display those individuals. And then you can actually change the format and then the tag that is next to that date, right? So you can say it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, it's a whatever. So very simple to set up, but really highlights team members, keeps people coming back to your portal site. And for $1,895, it's a deal to put everywhere within your organization. So that's how that works. We do have this export setting, import setting. So if you're setting up a lot of these on different site collections and you get it a certain way, you can export it, brings a little CSV file, you can import it, it sets everything up, and then maybe you just go ahead and change the group filter, the department filter, or something like that, so you don't have to reset everything up once you get it the way you want it to look like. So again, encourage a trial. It's absolutely free, very easy to set up. You have access to support during your trial, and we really hope you give it a try. All right, let's go ahead to the next product. Here we go. So Data Viewer. So Data Viewer is just a workhorse of a product. And what Data Viewer does is it enables users to have a much better experience interacting with data in lists. Not only that, is you can bring multiple lists together, connecting lists and libraries across sites and site collections into a single nested view within the Data Viewer product. The nested data is nice because you can trigger off a column and then bring in data that's related into a view that is pretty intuitive for your users. You can then set up conditional formatting. So you can set text and fonts or colors or whole row colors based on values of items in the lists. Once you're working with the data, you can filter, so you can sort and filter data at the column level, or even drag and drop the columns to actually group them together into new views going on there. A lot of times the list column names are obscure because a developer probably created them. So if you want your users to interact with those lists, you can actually change the names of those columns on the fly to give them more meaningful names and a more intuitive user interface. And then, of course, that data can be exported. Even the combined data in a nested format can be exported. Again, free trials are available for this product. If we go ahead and jump back to our website, we'll go back to products. And here is the data viewer product. Again, runs in SharePoint Online, licensed at the tenant level. We're going to run a demo of it, but you can see some images here, the key benefits. We do have a video of it in action here. And the price of this product is just under $4,000 for your entire domain for all of your users. So you can put this on as many lists as you want for as many users as you want as well. And again, a try buy is here for a free trial. So let's go ahead and let's take a look first at the lists, the source lists that we're going to dump into Data Viewer. So the first list is just a simple list of car names, customer ratings. Actually, these are manufacturers, right? Ford, Nissan, Chevrolet. Whether it's recommended by a user and the like. The second list is a list of data that has car names, but then it has models, right? Whether those models are recommended, average customer rating, and the like. And what we want to do is put Data Viewer on a page and then nest this information together so that we can see what's going on. So let's go ahead and take a look at Data Viewer. And the amount of configuration that this thing can have is amazing. You're really going to like it. So what we have now, instead of seeing those lists in the normal list format, we see it now in this Data Viewer window, right? We can add new items to the list. So at the very top level, we see that first list, the Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, and Tesla. And then we've got the nested piece. So if I look at the Chevrolet, it looks at the other list, and then it brings in the items that are related to Chevrolet, which is the make, which is the Camaro, Cruze, Malibu, and Spark. And then the items, whether they're recommended or not, and then the average customer rating with a little calculation at the top, which is Data Viewer is doing, which is taking the average of all of those customer ratings. I can add a new nested item right from here. I can add a new top level item here, which would then add directly to these lists new items from Data Viewer. We've also got Inline Editing, which allows me to edit these items right here. And I believe, oops, no, I don't want to do that. You can double click and it brings you to that item right here as well. And you can also go ahead, and what we're going to do here is I can say, I want to sort this by customer rating. So I can take this and drag it right to there. And then it shows me the different makes by rating. If I then want to say I want customer rating and whether it's recommended or not, I can drag that up there. And I can see by rating what is recommended as false, what is recommended as true for each one of those. You can see all the false are grouped together and all the trues are grouped together. So this little filtering, right, which I can then even sort different ways, allows me to work with this data in a way that you just can't with SharePoint. And your users are really going to love the sorting feature. But also, if you've got a lot of data, you can go in here and bring up our filtering so that you can say, you know what, I want to filter by any of these attributes, right? Let's say is equal to, and then you can pick a number 4. You can do an and or, grab another one and filter that out, and then filter your results down to something very specific within this view. So as you see, once you start working with lots of data, the pagination, the filtering, the nested items, the inline editing really becomes something that's awesome to do. Oh, and then here's the edit and data sheet view. This is where you can do the inline editing of items. Oh, yeah. Not the tagged items, but if I wanted to change the customer rating, because this is actually what's tying the lists together, so you can't do that inline and the like. So, you know, some really complicated stuff happening here. And then the exported piece allows you to export the nested data into an Excel spreadsheet. And then that actually can be shown. It's popping up over here. I'll drag it over once it opens. And then there's our nested data that's been exported to Excel. Awesome. And then if I wanted to export both the nested data and that formats pretty well as well. Let's go ahead and take a look. So there's the top level data. I thought I actually did both sides. So, all right, so you can export one and the other. All right, learn something new. Again, free trials available, very easy to set up. We'll go ahead, you add this to, oh, Matt is editing this page. Matt, we'll come back to that. If somebody from my team could just reach out to Matt and tell him to stop editing in the demo site, that would be awesome. All right, let's move on to the next product that we've got a new release of. Which is Calendar Plus. So this is our flagship product for both on-prem and SharePoint Online. And what Calendar Plus does is it enhances the existing, it enhances calendar and list data that is date-based with an overlay that is much more feature-rich than SharePoint gives you out of the box. So we can actually bring multiple calendars together into a single view and rolling them together from different sites or different site collections. You can then color code the events and calendars that become filterable within a legend, so you can turn them on or off. We've added a new search bar within Calendar Plus so that you can search for specific events and it will actually search across all of the calendars you've rolled together. We've added a new Gantt view, so you can either choose a calendar view for your calendar, or if you're looking at tasks, you can look at a Gantt view. We've added a special week numbering, and we've now supporting all 3 versions of where week 1 starts in a year, whether it's the first day of the year, the first majority of days within the year, or the first full week of the year, which is all the choices that Outlook has. And not only is it great for rolling calendars together, but we see a lot of customers who use it just to overlay on a single calendar because it does give you so many more features than the out-of-the-box SharePoint calendaring. And of course, with our licensing, you can use it on as many sites as you want and the like. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Calendar Plus looks like. All right. So here we see a calendar that's actually got an events calendar from one site collection, a project 2 calendar from a different site collection, and a third calendar, project 1, all rolled together. We can see our legend over here, and then we've got a month view happening here. So you can see as I move through it, each of the calendars are color coded. So the red is project 1, the blue is project 2, and then each of these planning, design, and engineering have their own colors as well. What's nice is I can deselect all of the calendars and those events go away. So if I just want to see the event calendar, I can just turn that on, right? I can then turn on the project 2, and then I can even turn off specific categories to see just events that are specific to that category, right? So the category is just a list field that has unique items in it. We've got our different views. We've got a month view. We've got a new month weekdays view, which just shows Monday through Friday instead of having the weekends. So it gives you a little more real estate. We have an agenda view, which shows you by day, just the events that are for that one day. And then we've got a 3-month view, quarter view, and a year view. What's nice is I can actually add events to any of those sub calendars across those site collections. We do preserve all of the permissioning that SharePoint has. So even though you've rolled, let's say, project 2 into this calendar, if I don't have access to project 2, I won't see the events that are within it. And I can't add items to it. So we're not breaking any of the permissioning that's going on. Now, remember, all of the data is still in those sub calendars. So if you've got groups that are managing those calendars, this becomes a nice centralized way to bring that data together, even select data to have sort of a status or an overall what's happening within our organization. The way this is set up is very simple. Simply click edit. You can see Matt's not editing this one, which is good. And we get this little widget here. So this widget allows us to choose whether we want the calendar view, a Gantt view, or a list view. You can choose whether you want users to create events up to this calendar or not, and that just adds this new button. And then what's nice is SharePoint only allows you to have 2 items in a month view cell. You can have as many as you want, it just makes it bigger, but you can see 4 or 5 different events in a single day in a month view. And then you can also choose how many items are in, let's say, that quarter view or year view before you get the more button. Adding data sources is very simple. You simply add a data source, give it a name, give it a color, grab a URL that list or calendar exists, click load lists, and then grab the list that you're going to want to add to your calendar. You can then choose the field from that list that is the event title. What is the event start date? What is the end date? And then what do you want in your little tooltip pop-up? So you can see as I hover over it, I get information that I can see without having to click on it. And then you choose your field, which is a category, right? So, which is a multi-select field. So I grab this category, and then you can see within here, we pull all the unique values, but for this rolled up calendar, I don't want to see marketing and research. I just want these 3. So that's a way of filtering the events in your rolled up calendar to only be specific things that you want to show. In addition, you can use a SharePoint view, or you can specify a filter condition, right? So the filter conditions allows you to say, you know what, I only want to show events that were created by John, right? No wonder we didn't have any from project 2. So I'm going to hit that show all, and we'll update that. We got that. We'll go ahead and move right through here. So we got our calendar view. The default view is when somebody shows up to the page. These are all the different views that you can make available across here. So you can turn those on and off. You can turn your week numberings on and off. You can show your starting day as a Sunday or Monday. And then, of course, we just talked about the different choices for what is the first week of the year. So the first day of the year, the first full week, or the first 4-day week. The legend you can put over in the left, right, bottom. You can choose to filter it or not. And then what exports do you want, which are these PDFs or Excels. So once we've got it set up the way we want, we just simply click submit, we republish it, and we're ready to go with Calendar Plus. It's an amazing product, very useful, really provides a true engaging experience for your users interacting with event data and the like. All right, so with that in mind, I think we'll open it up to questions and wrap this up. I don't think we looked at the pricing for Calendar Plus, which I believe is the same as Data Viewer. Where are we? Where's my calendar? There you are, right staring right in front of me. Again, a trial is available, and it is just under $4,000 first year, 22% of that second year maintenance. All right. Well, again, if you do decide to start a trial, the support team is available to you if you need some help installing it or you need a walkthrough. You can just simply open up a ticket under the support page under Request Support, and we'd be happy to get back to you and treat you just like a customer during your trial experience. So thank you all very much for coming today, and enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon online.